at Comic-Con 2015, presented by Marvel Future Fight from Netmarble. I'm Ryan Penagos, aka Marvel's Agent M.
I'm Lorraine. I'm Lorraine Seagoss, writer of Marvel's The Watcher. We're joined by Kieron Gillen, the writer with the mostest. How are you doing? How's the con going?
I'm very well, thank you. The writer with the mostest, that's an impressive intro, thank you.
It rhymes perfectly.
Indeed.
So, what have you been up to so far since you've been out on the floor? Are you signing? Are you paneling?
It's weird, we've actually only came here at the last minute because we got a nicer nomination for
a little
one of my other
award.
books. So we thought
Jamie's here as well?
Yes, Jamie's got nominated for Best Cover, Matt Wilson Best Colorist. So we're going to come here and we're going to lose, and it's going to be amazing. And I've also been slightly distracted because the Marvel booth is now playing The Middle by Jiminy Eat World, which is an excellent record.
Ron Richards, someone tell Ron EXO that we're playing this song right now for him. Hey.
Hey. One of my favorite things.
If I start dancing now, this will
You can't help
be a
it.
slow build.
Oh.
Well, congratulations
Thank you.
in order. You are writing Darth Vader right now.
I am. I was literally writing Darth Vader before I came here. As I was,
really?
I've got a script due, so I've been writing across San Diego. So in between doing stuff, I run back to the room and write a few more pages of Darth Vader stabbing dudes, which is a funny way. You know, it's a way to earn a living.
So are you going to be checking out the Star Wars panel? Are you connected with them at all?
Can you get in? You should be able to be like,
Oh.
I am writing Star Wars
Get us
comics.
in.
Let me in.
I am not very good at this sort of stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I could probably. Initially said that. I thought, oh yeah, I could probably have done that, couldn't have I? But no, I'm not. I think actually I'm getting. I said it's the Islands tonight, so I'm getting dressed up fancy. So I need to like put on my Alexander McQueen jacket. It's the most expensive object I own, and wash, and put on my fancy shoes and make myself pretty.
So what's going on in Darth Vader these days?
Darth Vader, we are building, I'm writing just right now the climax of the second arc, Shadows and Secrets, and it's basically Darth investigating everything he's learned since, he's got a son. A, how, B, what's that mean, C, what I'm going to do about it. And at the same time, he's building his own power base to try, basically, he's aware that the Emperor has not treated him well. And that's kind of where we are, and there is very big news that will be coming out soon.
Ooh, teasery teasers.
I did love what you guys were able to do with the main Star Wars book, the two of them together, how they sort of came to a certain point, and the moment when Vader's in the ship and he just gets angry and the glass spider webs, I was like, that was damn fine comic books.
It was, especially like, because you get the idea that the two books, that Jason did the scene one way and I, was much more about Vader's interiority. I stretched out a little and, and then what the Vader did next. And that's kind of like, me and Jason, of course, we're Marvel guys.
Right.
We've worked close together, and we worked close together on, on Wolverine and the X-Men and Uncanny X-Men. And so those sort of skills to be able to do very soft crossovers without being, if you read both books or one book, you'll get a completely different takes. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And Jason's astounding, so it's great to work with one of my favourite writers.
Does that require a ton of communication?
No, it's weird. It's like, on some levels, yes. And it's definitely more intense than most Marvel books. On the other hand, having come from the background of Marvel, when there's really two books, it's a lot easier. Since we only communicate with each other, that makes it an easier task than trying to communicate with like all the books in the X office. So horses and courses and that kind of similar cliched metaphor.
Yeah. If you guys have questions, use hashtag MarvelSDCC. A couple came in already. DJ Franco says, I enjoyed your run on Uncanny X-Men. Where did you get the interpretation for the Sinister arc?
Thank you very much. The Sinister arc was basically, I stopped and I took apart Mr. Sinister. I read a load of old stories, I looked at his origin. That's what I normally do, you go to first principles. And I thought, what was the most interesting things about Sinister? And one of them was, well, A, he knew Darwin. The idea that he was around in that period, and that he was probably the ideas of that period. So I took a lot of stuff to do with, specifically, the idea of the idea of reason, and this is something that was actually ended up mocking by Dostoevsky. I do a whole issue based around Notes from Underground, and that whole of Notes from Underground, if you've read it, is basically attacking this idea of this crystal palace, this idea that everything is predictable. And what I did, of course, that's what Sinister believes. So a lot of Sinister comes from there. But the specific moment was I was walking up the hill at Greenwich in London, and I look over and I see this incredibly view. So it's very Victorian scenery, these beautiful paths, everything's very carefully lined out, these parallel buildings in the classical style. And I thought, if you're going to picture England, the idea of everything having a place and a structure, it would be this. And that's kind of how Sinister would see the world. And if you actually read the issues, that's Sinister's origin story, the moment he sees that vision of England, and if I can make this forever perfect. And that's where Sinister came from.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That was like the most brilliant explanation.
No one's asked me that before, so it's like I might have been waiting for someone to ask me that one.
Well done, Don. Sophia says, Kieron Gillen, your Darth Vader comic has been amazing so far. I love it. What's your inspiration on working on that comic?
It's weird. It's like it all comes from the gut. It's this kind of like I almost don't want to say it because you say something's easy. It sounds like you don't put the effort in. But Vader frees very slowly. Flows very freely. Wow, I'm a writer, not a speaker. And you just think, what would Darth Vader do? And he's such an incredibly powerful personality. You put him in a room and you go, okay, Vader would do this. Vader wouldn't do that. And that's where it sort of comes from. Like, especially stuff like Aphra and the droids and the Emperor and the rivals that Silo have created. When the interactions kind of like just become the story. And we kind of like, and that makes it easy, especially because these are the most powerful, there are many powerful scenes that have not been done.
Yeah.
And the situation with Vader is so much like, he's just the sole survivor of the Death Star. He's discovered the last 20 years of his life have been a lie. Because, he's had a son all along. He has a son. What are we going to do about that? What are we going to do about the Emperor? So all this kind of, the big, dramatic, meaty stuff, that makes very easy writing in terms of, like, you don't need to, like, make stuff up. You just throw problems at it and see what he does. And he has a very easy voice. It's like you immediately write a line and go, that doesn't sound like Darth Vader. You start deleting words and that kind of thing. But it's an absolute joy.
Yeah. I think what I really liked is it almost seems like it could have been easy because he is the book's main character, to make him almost more relatable and more enjoyable and to like him more. But you've done a great job of, he feels like there is no difference in the Darth Vader that I recognize in the comic to what I recognize from the movies. He is a nightmare walking in a really cool way.
There's a line I use in the pitch is I think about the Punisher. I don't want everyone to be comfortable with him. He is a villain. I want people to be scared to be in the same room with him, and the actual majesty and mystery is also important to the character. So that's kind of the balance between wanting to know what he's like but not wanting to humanise him too much. And it's a really interesting balancing act. It's probably the hardest thing about it. But yeah, it's very much cool, but frightening. That's the thing, he's not going to hug anybody. You should always be aware that him and Aphra have a relationship of some kind here. But he's probably going to stab her at some point.
Yeah.
That's the same kind of, that's a really nice tension there, I think.
We're going to wrap up shortly. There was a great moment in whatever the last issue came out, whatever number just came out when the droid that looks like 3PO 000, he's looking around at all the destroyed droids, and just that one, I think that might have been his only line in that issue.
He was quiet, yes.
And I loved that. I thought that was really cool, just weaved into it. Love the book, really excited, love that you're doing it. Where can fans find you online?
Fans find me online almost every time. Kieron Gillen, my name on Twitter, my name on Tumblr, my name.com. And they're the main ways of getting me. Also, say anything and I'll probably ego surf you, because I'm creepy. But yes, thank you.
And also follow him on Instagram because he has the best gaming photos. Awesome tabletop gamer. You guys, we're going to be back with more coming up soon on Marvel Live. We're going to have the gals from Another Period on Comedy Central. Stick around.